Hey guys, I have a cool activity for you today. We're going to create a template that we're later going to create a poster out of. So if you've ever looked around my classroom, you've seen these posters of various students on the wall, and we're going to create a template much in the same fashion. So go ahead and let's open up Photoshop. And we're going to create a new document. So hit Create New. And we're going to specify the size, and it's very important you get this exact. So the width of this document is going to be 26.5 inches. So right there, make sure you're in inches, and then make sure 26.5. The height of this is going to be 35.5 inches. Make sure it's 300 pixels per inch because we're going to blow pictures up. We want the highest print quality we can, and then hit Create. All right, so we have a document that is that size, and we're going to go ahead and create the template now. So I've done the hard work. I've done all the measurements for you, so you simply need to follow along and put your guides at the locations I specify. So I've shown you in the past that you can pull guides from the side like this, and it'll give you, and I'll zoom in real quick, and it gives you a guide at a specific measurement wherever you drop it. Now, for this activity, we need to be exact with our measurements. So it's virtually impossible for us to pull guides to the exact location. So we're going to use the View menu up here. So go to View on the menu bar, and it's going to, right there where it says New Guide, click New Guide, and we're going to put our vertical guides in first. So orientation, make sure it's vertical, and then it's in inches because our ruler's set to inches. So if your ruler is not set to inches, please cancel this. Look at your ruler up there. If the ruler's not showing, go to View, make sure there's a check mark next to ruler, okay? And then to change it to inches, simply right-click it and make sure it's in inches, okay? All right, so go back to View, and we're gonna go to New Guide. All right, it's vertical, and our first vertical guide's at 1.25 inches. So 1.25 is the position, and we hit OK, and it puts our vertical guide at 1.25. Our second vertical guide, so go to View on the menu bar, go to New Guide. Our second guide is going to be, or second vertical guide is going to be at 8.75, so 8.75 inches, and hit OK. It puts it at 8.75. Our third guide, so View, New Guide. Our third guide is going to be at 9.5, so 9.5. And hit OK. There's 9.5. Our fourth vertical guide is going to be at, that's not correct. 5, yes it is, I'm sorry. Our fourth vertical guide is going to be at 17 inches. So View, New Guide, and we're at 17 even. We hit OK. It puts it right there. Our fifth vertical guide, 17.75, so View, New Guide, 17.75. And our last vertical guide is going to be at 25.25. So View, New Guide, vertical, 25.25. All right, so if you look closely, you have space right there. There's equal distance of space right there. So from the guide to the edge, it's the equal distance. I think it's 1.25 inches or 1.5, something like that. I can't remember exactly. The distance between these two guides is 3/4 of an inch. Same thing with this one right there. All right, and then the width, I believe 6. I can't remember what the width is. Maybe 7 inches wide. Whatever it is, it's all equal distance. Laid it out so it's nice, clean look. Let's go ahead. We have 3 horizontal guides to put in here. So the first one is, or 4 horizontal guides. So the first one's at 7 inches. So View. We're going to go New Guide, and this is going to be horizontal, and we're going to choose 7 inches. All right, so put your first guide at 7 inches down. We're going to add our next one. So View, New Guide. Our next vertical guide is going to be at 26.25. So 26.25 inches. All right, down there. And next one's at 27.25. So yeah, that's right. Let me zoom out just a little bit. All right, so view, new guide, and our next one's at 27.25, so 27.25. It's horizontal. And our last horizontal guide's at 33.5 inches. So view, new guide, and horizontal 33.5 inches is our new guide. So if you're in the classroom right now as you're watching this, and if you look at some of the posters around the room, you can start to understand where the picture is going to go. So the main picture that you see, whether you're looking at the whatever poster, the main character is going to be in this space from there, right there. And then you'll see we've created these spots down below for the samples of the images and the process to create the final product. They're going to be in that spot, and that spot, and that's what we've created. All right, so in order to put those images in there, we're going to create shapes to hold those spots, because we're going to go and simply clip whatever image we have inside that shape. So let me go ahead and draw the shapes. So go 1, 2, 3 buttons below your text tool. Get your rectangle tool and make sure it's a shape right there. Fill color, I really don't, let's go with some other than black. We'll go blue, okay? Go blue fill, no stroke for now. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit so I can line this up better. So from right there to right down here where it intersects, I've drawn that shape, okay? So that's that shape right there. And that's where the first image is going to go. And then I'm going to draw the 3 boxes here as well. And once I do that, I can hide my guides. I don't need to look at them anymore. So let me get my rectangle tool again. And I'm going to add a layer. Let me go back and select the original background layer before I draw my shape, because otherwise it might think I'm trying to modify the original rectangle. So all right, let's go ahead and I'm going to zoom in again so I can be accurate. So where those 2 lines intersect, I'm going to drag from there down to there and create my second shape. And you'll notice there's a slight delay when it's drawing the shapes. It has to do with the size of our document. We're dealing with a large document. So, all right, so I have that one. I'm going to go select my original background layer again and go ahead and draw this shape right there. And select the original background shape. And create that shape as well. All right, so now if I hit Command minus and I zoom out, I can see the 4 boxes I've created. Now what I want to do is hide my guides. So let me go to View on the menu bar and go a little more than halfway down. You see the word Show, and then uncheck Guides. Uncheck your guides right there. It's going to hide your guides, and you can see how the template has been developed, okay? So we have our template, and we're going to put text right there. So we'll just go ahead and put text to hold. We're going to have to go large fonts, and we'll go red for right now. And font size, we'll start at 72, but it's not going to be big enough. All right. All right, so there's my title. And if I don't know what kind of font I want to use there, and I use a different font for, I'll go with Impact for now. I use Impact quite often. We may change it after the fact. One of the reasons I liked Impact is it's kind of a thick font. It's easy to clip pictures inside of it. So let me go ahead and size this up, because you're going to decide what font to use. Come on, work. Okay, and then you determine where you want the font, and we'll mess with that later on, okay? So my computer's having a hard time keeping up with everything that's going on right now. All right, so uncheck that. So that's where my title's going to be. You're going to specify the font later on, and you're also going to specify the font color. In fact, I'm going to have you sample the font color from an area of the pictures, and that's what I had the students do for all the posters that are around the classroom. All right, so we have the basic template created for our poster, kind of the position for our title. Let's go ahead and we're going to put a background in here, a textured background. So I'm going to go select my background layer right there, and I'm going to add a layer. Okay, because I'm going to bring texture in to this location. So I've already gone out and found a picture of texture, but I have you do the same. So go to Chrome, type just texture, caps on. All right, so when you're in texture, go to Images, Tools, Size, and make sure it's large. All right, you can go and select any one of these textured background layers. One of the reasons I'm having you choose your own is I just want to differentiate between assignments a little bit amongst all of you. So go ahead and find the texture you want, and when you find something, make sure it's large. So if you want to, I don't know if that's quite large enough, that's only 1,000 by 1,000, but let's, what did I choose? I think I chose this board right there. So I chose that board. It looks just like, I don't know, this looks like that plastic wood, to be honest with you. All right, so this, you can see, font size is 1800 by 1500, that's good. So I'm gonna right click it. I'm gonna choose Open Image in New Tab, and I need to make sure when I open it, it comes in as the full resolution. Some of these pictures are saved as thumbnails, which will be like 250 pixels by 250 or 300, whatever it is. It's not a high enough resolution for you to use, so make sure you do find a picture that's high enough. So this is high enough. I've already saved it to my desktop. I have it there, so let me close these, and I'm gonna bring it in. So I'm on this layer. Let me go File. Oops, I'm in Chrome. Let me get back to Photoshop. File. Let's go to Import. Or let's Place Embedded. I'm sorry, Place Embedded. And I'm gonna go to my desktop. And I think I called it Texture. It's right there. All right, so there is my texture. I need to blow it up. Commit the transformation. And there's my texture. And it's way darker than I want. So I'm going to reduce the opacity. All right, and I can always go back and adjust that later on. So that's what's sitting there, right about 50%. Looks good because I don't want the texture to dominate everything that's there. All right, so what I'm going to do going forward, and we'll come back to this in our next video, is I'm going to bring pictures in from an assignment. So go ahead and save this as a poster template. So File, let's go to Save As, and go to 2020 Fall. Make sure you're saving it in your folder. I'm still seeing you guys save it all over the place. And you can just create a new folder called Poster Template and save the so open that up, come on. And I'm going to call this Poster Template. And hit Save. Okay. All right, so that's your poster template. We'll be using this with the activity you do going forward. So like I said, this is going to be a multi-step activity. I'm going to have you use the green screen. I'm going to have you use YouTube to find a tutorial you want to mimic, and we're going to go from there. All right, hope you had fun, guys. Take care.